If you do a sewing machine seam, you don't have this part. You just go straight and you stretch and you have your seam sewing machine straight. This one is already straight. Okay, so now you change. Take a staple gun on nose. Very convenient to go in tight spaces. What I like to use is this 100% cotton padding. So see how close I put it? I put it right behind the lips where you have this little thing and make it butt against it. And I use 1/4 inch staples because if you need to restretch the padding, it's easier with a 1/4 inch than 1 inch or whatever people use. So what you want to do is to staple the padding behind, right here. You don't want to staple it on the track because it's going to be very difficult for you to take it off if you need to restretch it. So I advise that you staple it behind it. It's much easier to pull out the staple, okay, without ruining your wall or ruining the padding. So here we go. Okay, next step, you take a cutter. So you always want to have a fresh one, so don't hesitate to break it off every time you have a resistance. Okay, so it's kind of easy, just on the corner you break it off, and the magic number is 2, 1, 2 for this padding. Okay, so you put it right here. This is gonna be where you cut it. So this is gonna be your guide. All right, so you just put it in the corner. You don't want to cut the lips. All right, now we're gonna need for the fabric is this metal spatula, this plastic spatula, and this is only to finalize the fabric if you've got against the ceiling. You know how sometimes the metal makes marks on ceilings, you know, those little black marks. So when you tuck everything in on the ceiling, or I don't know, gilded whatever, molding or whatever, you need something that is not going to leave any marks. So this is only used for when you need to finalize the cleanage system and tuck everything in. Okay, now this one is very good for the corners. This is going to go 2 in corners, but this one is more detailed. Okay, let's begin with the fabric. So we got the fabric that the customer wants to put on his walls. So just put it on like this. Okay, this is the right. Okay, so this is the center. Just tuck it in, up, in the center. There you go. Now, you go always from the center to the left, the right, that you don't have any bumps or whatever you call it. Stretch it. Go. Now always center. Try to go in the center. Chase all those little pleats in the corners. Here we go. Okay, so you want to check out everything, see how it's going to go. So you want to make sure that everything is well tucked in, because when you cut it, it's going one way 1/4 inch, comes back up 1/4 inch. So this is a 1/2 inch inside the track, and you cut it as close as possible. So that's like a small 1/4 inch to tuck it. Okay, so now here it is. Nice neat seam. All this, remember, you got a 1/4 inch going in there, 1/4 inch coming out. So this is already a 1/2 inch in the track. Okay, now you take your scissors. So by the way, this is silk. Very nice to work with. But if it's not from Europe, I would not recommend you to put any silk on the walls that doesn't come from Europe, because it is not stabilized. And it might buckle from everywhere. So everybody's got his way to doing things. But silk, if it's not stabilized, is going to look good for 2 hours. You're going to do your other wall. You're going to come back, and it's going to look like, well, you know. Okay, now everything is cut all around. You could see it's around a 1/4 inch. So what you do is you take your spatula, the metal one, and in a rocking motion, you just put it in. Okay? Like this. You want to pay attention about all those little strings come out. You know how easy it is. What? Rocking motion. Okay, here's one. 10-inch system, no problem. Full tension. No marks. You know, when you staple silk on a wall, you're gonna have those little things going everywhere. So here, you don't have it. It's nice, clean, stretched. So you do that all around. So now you've got in the track 3/4 of an inch of fabric rolling like a piping behind those two lips. See? This is the way we've put it on. The fabric, the padding comes right where my finger is. The fabric comes on top, goes in there 1/4 inch, comes out 1/4 inch, And since you have cut it a 1/4 inch, that makes 3/4 of an inch that rolled behind, just like this. And this is what's gonna make the fabric hold in there. So this is why you never want a gap. You want to ask your customers to do a wallpaper finish, because you don't want your material or your tracks to cover somebody else's mistakes, okay? Because it's going to fall on you, because your fabric might come out if you got a gap. So you can find all these, the tracks, the tools, staple gun, the brad nailer on our website, spatula, the metal one, the one for the corners, and this track is the slimmest track on the market. So like I said, this one is made only if you have something delicate, like white paint, like gilded moldings or whatever. So you just put it in, and this is not to put the fabric in, it's just to tuck it in at the end. Okay? And here we go. Nice and clean edge. This is why it's called the clean edge system, by the way, because it's clean edges. This is how it looks like. This is how it looks like. And again, you cut this track with this cutter that is really, really neat, because you've got a leveler right here, level. And it multiplies your force by, I don't know, maybe I'll say 10 times. So you don't have to, you can cut all day with this. If you want to do like crazy stuff like arches or whatever, you know, you just cut it like this. See how well it cuts? And you cannot take another cutter to do this. And here you go on an arch. You know, this is how we do on an arch. And there, it's round. Perfect. You could see some doors that we did with this. And if you want to go the other side, the other way, you just cut it triangle. And you do it the other way around. Okay, so if you want to go tighter, you just open up more and more and more to make it go round this way or this way. Okay, so now you got everything. You got the tools, the cutter, metal spatula, plastic spatula for the corners, bay leaf spatula. You've got this one right here, the cutter. What you also need is a cutter like this. You can find this at Home Depot, whatever. Nice pair of scissors. You need a brad nailer. And you need a long nose stapler. And of course, the brad nails, 3/4 of an inch. Thank you very much, and I hope you will enjoy the tracks and the tools if you want to do an installation with it. And thank you very much.